there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking a little Belle Collective, because in this video, Carlos King has taken things too far. What am I talking about? What has happened? What is taking place? Last night was part 3 of the Belle Collective reunion, which I don't understand why it had 3 parts, but nonetheless it did. Nonetheless, there was a segment featuring JJ, Gucci, and JJ's kids that he has with Selena. So one of the kids wasn't there though, but the 3 kids are Sanjay, Sky, and Star. And they had 2 of them on the reunion stage. Sanjay was like the main one who was kind of, spilling the tea, because JJ and Gucci have decided this season, since they were the ones on the show, they were going to push a false narrative about, the kids, about Selena, JJ's ex, and all of these things. And here's the thing. Shout out to my DD4L family. Shout out to those of us who watched Bring It on Lifetime with Diana, you guys. Those of you who don't know, this used to be a reality show out of Mississippi called Bring It with Diana, I think her name was. And she, was basically, the choreographer, the teacher, and everything else of these girls doing, different types of dance, crunk, all different types of things. And they would go to different shows and do different competitions and win. And Selena's daughters were a part of this. And they would have a segment where the mothers would interact, because the moms weren't allowed to be inside the studio while the girls were practicing and all of the things. But then we started to see JJ, you guys. And for all intents and purposes, the interaction between Selena and JJ was fine. They had a great co-parenting relationship, you guys. It is nothing like the false narrative that JJ and Gucci are trying to push on the Belle Collective, because they think some of the viewers are stupid or completely clueless and do not know the history of you being on reality TV. Make it make sense. And here's the thing. When you push false narratives and you assume that nobody is going to respond, they assumed that Selena was never going to respond, they assumed that the kids were never going to, come back and say, no, this isn't the truth. This is how you end up with egg on your face, right? But here's the problem I have with Carlos King, where I feel Carlos King took this too far. He took this too far because he was trying to facilitate on the reunion stage family counseling, family therapy, all of these things. He was trying to force a reconciliation because the daughters said they were no longer in contact with their father because they felt their stepmom was disrespectful not only to them but also to their mother and being petty by pressing these charges. And we saw the footage that vindicates Selena in terms of what Gucci kind of, instigated their fight or whatever. And so Carlos doesn't like the way things are going. Per usual, right? When it's not his faves, when it's not the people that he wants to, hold to push the false narrative, it's every show, you guys. It is every show Carlos King is on. When he wants to sell a false narrative for a certain couple, for a certain family, he cuts other people off. Because he doesn't want the world to know that JJ and his wife are scammers and that they are lying to the people about the details of JJ and Selena's, past relationship and what their dynamics are. And they tried to paint her into a monster and all these things. And as much as they talked about her this season, she might as well just get a full-time check next season. She might as well just be a Belle. like as much as they talked about her. And it's giving that the new wife, Gucci, is still threatened by Selena, because clearly JJ still is in love with his ex-wife. You cannot tell me any different, you guys. You cannot. He knows that he leveled up when he was with Selena, and he feels a certain type of way, so he's trying to promote this new marriage with Gucci in everybody's face and trying to pretend like he is happy, like he is above it all, like there's no drama, but then you're bad-mouthing your ex-wife all the time, right? So Carlos doesn't like what's happening, right? He doesn't like the fact that JJ's daughter spilled that they're not in contact with him, that, there were lies being presented on the show about, the respect and the lack thereof with the new wife, and ultimately felt that their father has prioritized Gucci over his children. And here's the thing, how can we be a blended family if you keep bashing my mom? How can we be a blended family if you are treating me differently because I am the daughter of your husband's ex-wife? So therefore, you have an issue with her, you also have an issue with me, and then you're going to make the comment, I believe JJ did, that they have the spirit of Selena. I was like, what? That any type of negativity or anything that they're refuting against him is the quote, the spirit of Selena, you guys. Like, make it make sense. So Carlos intervenes, you guys. He literally stands up on the reunion stage and he tries to bring JJ over to two of his three daughters that were there, and tries to immediately facilitate a reconciliation and saying, I've lost a parent, so I understand, how, what it's like not to have a parent anymore, and we've got to resolve this. And I was like, what? I was like, oh my gosh, this is so out of bounds. This is so out of bounds. What is happening? Here's the problem. This is the problem. You are too involved with these people. And here's the thing. You do not know all of the dynamics. We only see 1 hour per week of these shows. You don't know what's going on in the other 23 hours. If they're telling us for an hour each week or 20 minutes, however long their segments are, that, Selena is this and her kids are this and blah, 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 blah. And in one segment alone, the kids completely shut it down and let you know what's the truth, because what motivation does the kids have to lie? The kids see everything. The kids are aware of everything. The kids know your parents better than you know yourselves, and they're going to spill your tea. So Carlos decided, since he didn't like that this was going to paint JJ and Gucci in a bad light, that he was going to stop the madness. He was going to stop, whatever tea that Sanjay was going to continue to spill and all these other things and why they're not in contact with their dad, and give examples and drop receipts of all of the problems that Gucci has caused. And he said, no. We just got to resolve this because I've lost a parent. No, Carlos, this wasn't your call. You're not a therapist. You're not a psychologist. You're not a psychiatrist. You don't have the credentials to dictate how long people should be upset in their families. And especially when you don't know the dynamics, you don't know what's going on in this family. But I can tell you this, from a viewer's perspective, from somebody who is formerly DD4L, I can tell you the narrative that JJ is trying to paint on the Belle Collective is a complete 180 from what we literally saw live and in person with him and Selena cracking jokes and having a good time on Bring It. But you get a new wife, and now all of a sudden you want to flex and try to, talk bad about your ex and all these other things and trying to make her look bad, and then you're being disrespectful. You're pissing your kids off because your kids are feeling the effects of that negativity. Right? Because you can't be putting, your parents against one another to the kids. The kids are going to see through that and they're going to choose a side. And 9 times out of 10, if it is the father that is trying to play the games and trying to, push the new wife on the kids and all these other things and bash the ex and all these things in front of them, it is going to make those children gravitate more to their mother. Or whatever parent is being disrespected like this. And there was a complete miscalculation on JJ and Gucci's part in thinking that there was not going to be any repercussions, that nobody was ever going to respond to the accusations that they were putting out there. And now that I believe Selena said she's coming out with a YouTube video to say her side and all these things, I don't know whether Sanjay or Star Sky are going to say anything further than what was on the show, but I did like how Sanjay was composed. She just spit the facts, she stood on business, and that was that. And Carlos King couldn't handle it. Carlos King could not handle that the image that he has created for JJ and Gucci for their show is being completely torn down in a matter of moments by his kids, who have the real tea.
And this is what I mean with reality TV. If we're going to do reality TV, we need to let everybody equally say their piece. You can't just cut people off because you don't like the way things are going. You can't force a reconciliation with people who have a lot more issues that go beyond this show. You cannot intervene and overstep and get super attached to these people and think that you are calling the shots. It is completely inappropriate. You overstep. This is why we need an unbiased reunion host who is like us, who is a casual fan, who is somebody who is tuned in, who is aware of all the dynamics, who is going to ask the questions the people want to know, and is not going to overstep and facilitate family counseling at a reunion stage and stop the kids from telling their truth. Make it make sense. Who's going to know better than the kids on what really the dynamics are and who's actually lying than the kids? What reason does children have to lie when they're literally seeing their parents and how they're conducting themselves and what behavior is taking place? So who's going to know better than them? They're the ones that are being raised. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments about Carlos King once again going too far on these shows, once again overstepping boundaries with these people, getting too attached in the moment that one of his cast members or side characters that is not his fave starts spilling the real tea that goes against the narrative he wants to push. He cuts them off and tries to force a resolution. And it is completely unnecessary. It is completely inappropriate. You can't project the fact that you lost a parent. We've all lost people. We've all lost a relative, a parent, a grandparent, whomever. And so you can't do that. You can't dictate what other people's relationships and dynamics are. Every family is different. You can't force when people are going to reconcile or when people are going to, decide to talk things out in a calm manner if they feel things are toxic right now. You can't just force things like that. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.